Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time to live free picks right here from the major sports. Today, picks from the NBA playoffs, MLB 15-game card, NHL playoff as well. And at the end of the show, we'll have a parlay purple segment where our cappers can give out a parlay. They give out team or player prop, game of the future, draft pick, or just play it straight. We'll let the cappers decide there in that segment. And of course, guys, while we ask this, make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so you're live with us to get these plays. The first thing you want to do is give us that like, that thumbs up. Help us build up our audience right off the bat. Whether you watch us live or you watch the replay, we greatly appreciate it. So we'll meet the cappers and get right to the picks as we don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Hey, not too much. Wow, the Grizzlies. They had a nice first half, and then they lose the game. How do you lose that game? I guess it's the Memphis Grizzlies.
You saw it coming in the third quarter, though. When they got
me and Ron, before we were texting back and forth at halftime, I was like, hey, look at Memphis. And he's like, hey, do you think the OKC comes back? I was like, that's not a bad live bet. I think I'm going to have to go bet that. And they did. That's like, wow. Now you're down 0-3. It's like you had a chance to make it a series, and you blew it again. And I think that's it. I think it's all over game 4 for Memphis. They'll just roll over. I'm telling you, they're not going to try to win one game and get back to OKC. They're like, nah, forget it. We'll just roll over and go golfing. One game there. Clippers look good. Denver on the road, not so good. And the Rays. Shout out the Rays. Good comeback there for the Rays late. I will take it with plus money for my play of the day. So, like things continuing to roll, 11-1 run there. We're hot. Nice. Hot, as they say. Knocking some wood. Let's keep it rolling here into the weekend.
Yep. Let's see. You can always count on that Diamondbacks bullpen.
Yeah, right.
Always count on Diamondbacks bullpen to blow game if you're against them. You always love it. Sean, what's happening?
Yeah, I was with Rod there in Arizona. A nice little, and I marked it down as a loss. I was like 4-1. I'm like, whatever. And I usually don't do that kind of stuff, but I'm like, you know what? Not a bad day. I had the White Sox as well. I was 2-1 coming into that game, so I was like, all right, whatever. I'll take it. It's a winning day, 2-2 with a big dog, but it ended up being a 3-1 day with a nice sized dog and a smaller dog. So I think I'm on a 10-2 or 10-3 MLB run, something along those lines. So I'm getting a little better there. And how about OKC? I mean, you're down 20, which, all right, it looks like they're in it, but how do they come back? How does Memphis come back? You scored 30 points in the second half? I mean, 13 points in the fourth quarter. You were up in the fourth quarter, like 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Right? They were up. I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's not looks like not going to happen. And I was like, I'm not even going to get the over in this game. You know, like, how the heck do they win? Like, how does OKC not even score? Do they even go over? Right?
Because Memphis scored nothing in the second half. 40, 42? You know.
Nothing. 41, 31, 40 points. They scored 31 points.
Yeah, 31. I was like, I seen a team total, and their team total was like 48, I think, in the second half. And I was like, ooh, that's a light number. And then OKC was at 63.5 in the second half, and I was like, "Holy man!" I was like, "Oh man, this is going to be close."
And they both didn't even get there.
And they both didn't get there.
That number makes sense for the Memphis standpoint because are they scoring 40 or 50 all in the second half? No, it's going to be lower. They're going to get up to like a 30-point lead or whatever, and OKC's going to be like, you know what? Rest our guys, come back in the next game, we win 4-1. Like that's the thinking of that game, right? No, but that didn't happen. It's you outscore them by 20 in the third, and you're like, oh, they got a shot here. And then Memphis just clammed up.
Oh, yeah.
They felt the pressure. Here it comes again. Here comes OKC to kick our ass again. Here they come. And then they just couldn't snowball down the hill. Here it goes. It's like, here comes OKC.
And I should have known better with Denver. I ended up taking Denver. I'm like 5.5. It was like the Warriors. And, of course, it's opposite. It's the same thing I do with the Warriors when that line got out. Like they're begging to take it, and like a dummy, I ended up taking the points. Why? When it's too good to be true like that, I should have just stuck with my gambling gut and be like, it's favorites all day in those spots. And sure enough, Clippers just rolled them, and yeesh.
I'm annoyed. I won't go to that arena because the parking costs more than the tickets. They don't sell out. I mean, for the playoff, for a Laker game against the Clippers, there was like 2,000 empty seats in the top deck. because the parking is crazy. The parking fees are crazy over there.
You can't walk there. There's not
well,
walking.
No, the thing is, you could take public transportation, but who wants to go in that area at night? I mean, that's it's up in Inglewood area.
It's
Hood.
Yay!
LA's hood team.
I don't know how.
I told Solo. Remember when he had Solo? Remember, so we had Solo on the. I had Solo. We were talking about this because there was empty seats in the Laker game.
That's right. Yeah. He said it's rough over there.
He said it's rough. Yeah, that's right. Nobody wants to walk in the rough neighborhood after dark to get to your car. Yeah. Where's my car? What do you mean? I parked it on your lawn. No, you didn't.
Yeah. And of course, any draft thoughts here before we get to the they finally got it right? These guys finally smartened up only 2 quarterbacks. I saw a lot of offensive tackles, saw a lot of edge rushers, I saw a lot of defensive tackles. That's what you got to do.
The Giants to trade back in for Dart. I don't get. I mean, listen, if that's your guy, I guess you trade up to get him. But I mean, were the Rams really going to take him? Is that why they trade up? Because they thought the Rams were going to take him?
The Rams probably went, "We're going to take Jackson Dart on you."
Yeah, and the Rams took nobody. They got
you have Russell Wilson, you got Jameis Winston, now you got Dart. Again, Wilson, we could say he's at the end of his thing. That's fine. Let the kid sit behind a Hall of Fame guy, and Winston's a little wacky, whatever the case. But he's, is he a good influence? I don't know. You see what he says? It's he seems to have his head on as much as wackiness as some of the stuff he's said in the past and done. But that might be a good spot for him to sit for a year or two.
Yeah,
I know it's frowned upon, but you thrust these guys. Ask Will Levis how that's going for him.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You don't have a chance. You do not have a chance when you're drafted in the top 10. Mac Jones was drafted 3, and the guy's a backup to a guy who's what's Trevor Lawrence's record? I was called Martin Lawrence. What's Trevor Lawrence's record? Right? What's he like on a 1-0-10 run, 0-11
run right now?
He's backing that guy up. Like you're almost. Are the Giants a dysfunctional franchise? I don't think so. They're usually pretty solid from the top down. They've had some issues lately with some of the things they've done, but
personnel. It's been all personnel. This coach is pretty good, but it's a personnel.
I think it's a good spot. I think you're behind a Hall of Famer and another veteran. You're not being thrust into it. There's not much expected out of you for at least a year. Learn a little bit.
I like that spot.
I think the Giant fans will be. What do you say? Put them in. All right, that's good.
What the Giants your way. The Giants. They're 0-2. They'll be calling his name. They'll be calling his name. You know how that rolls and how these fans are. They'll be chanting his name.
If he has any chance, the Giants will kill him. So
their first pick was great. That's a nice home run there for defense.
Yeah.
Listen, you're picking in the top 10. I was doing something the last honest show. I was like, give me the unsexy lineman who's going to play for 10 to 12 years, be like a borderline Hall of Fame, all-pro guy. Like those guys usually don't miss in on the offensive line in the top 10.
Yeah.
Right?
10-year plus guy. You don't have to
worry about 10 years. The proverbial plug and plays. Nobody talks about him, but the guy's in there every single down. He's in there for 12 years. He's in your ring of honor for your team Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Like that's nobody
your QB is important, so why aren't you protecting that guy? Seriously, put some guy that's big up front to block for you.
Like the Bears. The Bears going to take who? The tight end they took? Yeah. So last year they took the quarterback, they took a wide receiver, now they got tight end. Can you have a lineman? This is why you have a quarterback, because you didn't want to protect Josh Fields and he was running for his life. You need to protect. Your guy can't throw or hand off the ball when he's on his back.
Yeah.
That's why I was shocked they took a tight end.
And I know they signed some people. I know. Listen, I'm not up to date on every team's offseason stuff. I know all that, but it's like, all right.
There's need a lineman. Why don't you get a good one? But they didn't. You get a tight end. Well,
and I'll tell you what, I'm kind of high on the Bears there in that division. Last year, no, I was not a Bears fan at all. I said they win 5 games. This year, though, I think Detroit takes a step back with the coaches gone. Minnesota's, I think, a little bit in flux. Hey, but let's get rid of a 14-win player and put in a rookie who's never thrown a pass in the NFL. Yeah. Or now he's a second-year guy, but he's out all year. That's good. That's a recipe for success because that works out so well.
The Lions drafted a defensive tackle. I was in their first picks. They went for the line 2 with the Chiefs there at the end. I always like to look at the last one. But again, we'll have round 2 and 3 today. So let's get to the NBA. We got 3 games.
There's still some good guys on linemen, guys. Linemen, offensive tackles,
Plenty.
and defensive side of balls. There's definitely some good guys.
I think the defensive side was stacked. That was deep. The offensive line wasn't as deep as the defensive line. Yeah,
but there's still some guys available on those positions to scoop up here.
Anybody shocked Sanders fell out of the first round? I'm not shocked.
No, I guess that report that came out about him being unprofessional, that's going to be talked about for a while. That was one report.
I mean, who is drafting him? Maybe the Steelers, right? They hyped this guy like he's a top 5 guy. He wasn't a top 5 guy.
Well, not even a starter now. He'll be a bench guy. I thought that maybe the Rams needed a backup. Chargers never have a backup. They never have one. They're always bad.
I thought the Steelers would be a good spot because of just how that team is run, and they wouldn't play any of his crap. Like they'll kind of keep him in line, right? Most guys there, they keep in line, right? They got a good structure top down. There's not a lot of guys get out of there or whatever, but I mean, for the most part, that is a very well run organization.
Yeah.
That would have been a good spot for him.
Still some time here in his second round.
He could be coming your way, Sean. He could be scooped up by Dallas if he continues to drop.
Yeah.
Pick him up at 44.
We'll see how it rests. It's a big drop there if he goes 44, but we'll see. Yeah,
it's possible. Possible.
You still have that. You still have that Ohio State quarterback out there that they may consider too. So we'll see how that rolls. So let's get to the NBA here.
That's the rumblings this morning. Is if he drops the 44, will Dallas scoop him up?
That's a possibility there. All right, here we go. Celtics and Magic here in game 3. Celtics dropping 4.5 here. Total 198. Pacers and Bucks. The Bucks 5.5. Total 230.5. Lakers and T-Wolves. An interesting one here. A 1-1 series with the Timberwolves at home laying 3. Total 205. We'll take a quick peek at the injury report. Tatum remains doubtful with that wrist. Holiday hits the injured list as questionable. Hamstring there, iffy. So massive injuries here for the Celtics here with a doubtful for Tatum. Holiday with the hamstring is questionable. Clean injury report for Orlando. Indiana is clean. Milwaukee just to back up Smith, questionable. And Lakers and Minnie Kleber out for LA. Dillingham out for Minnesota. So it looks like we're clean there pretty much for the regulars for LA, Minnesota. For the rotational guys, we started off with Rod.
Yeah, looking at Boston, Orlando. I like the under in that matchup. You look at Boston out on the road versus the Southeast Division, 10-0 to the under this year. So I'll grab the under 197 in that one, and then also when they don't fail to cover the previous game, 16-4 to the under. I think the defense is step up big, and we get one of those lower scoring ones, first to 90 type game. Give me the under 197 in that one. And then the other one I'm looking at is give me the over between the Pacers and Bucks. I think no defense played there whatsoever. Back and forth, we go up and down the court. We get over the total. We've seen that plenty of times in Milwaukee between these two squads that no defense played. We get up and over the 230, I believe it's sitting at right now. Yep, 230.5. I think we get over that one.
There from Rod. We move on over to Sean.
I like the Magic game to go over, believe it or not. I know guys are out, but you're down. Now, it didn't work out in the Memphis one either, where I like the over in that spot. But, you're down to win. You need to score points. You're home. Familiar. Let's go. I mean, this is, you look at some of these scores. I think only one of these games have gone under the 200 mark, I think, between these two teams of late, if I remember correctly. I'm going to pull it up because I know I'll be ridiculed. So two of these games wouldn't have gone to this, but I don't know. It's one of those spots. Give me the over. We'll see how it works out. I want to take the Pacers. In that one. They just look like this looks like the team right now for them. I don't know, Milwaukee. Sorry, Milwaukee. I don't know what to tell you. At least you won a while ago. And you called it an interesting matchup. It's interesting because you're a Laker fan and you're worried about them getting eliminated from the playoffs. It's not that. Yeah, they're getting eliminated from the playoffs. Let's go Minnesota. I'm going to be on Minnesota.
Yeah, of course.
I'm taking Minnesota. I'm taking them every game this series in
That's
here.
it.
We're going to take Minnesota.
There you go from Sean. Tell you what I think here. Yeah, I'm going to take the points here with Orlando. I know those injuries to Boston, it's definitely impactful, but I just like Orlando at home, pretty much healthy with their guys. I think the supporting cast steps up here. This is what they usually do, right, on the road. So look, Orlando in that one. Yeah, I agree with the Pacers here. Pacers just a younger team. They're peaking at the end of the season. The reverse what they did last year, right? They just came out on fire last year, got to the play-in final, right, against the Lakers. But yeah, I like this Pacers team. I like the way they're shooting the ball. They're hitting their threes. The threes are not falling here for this Bucks team. You always wonder about Lillard. That's a medical condition if he's going to be at full strength playing here. But again, I'm one who I don't like to go against the Pacers when they have all their shooters healthy. That's something I've always stood by. I'll take him this spot. Yes, I am a Laker fan, but I like Minnesota here and laying the points. I like what I see from Minnesota on the at home here since the All-Star break. They got a plus 13 net rating since the break at home, averaging 125 points per 100 possessions. The Lakers just not shooting the ball well at all in this series. They were at home for the first two games, 42%, 30% from three. Nothing from the supporting cast here. But the key here is supporting cast. Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo are all veterans. They're all reserves. That you see them in the scoring. You also see them among the scoring leaders when you're looking at box scores for Minnesota. For scoring-wise, I like Minnesota. I'm just not sold on this Lakers supporting cast when it matters the most here in the playoffs. So I'll look here at Minnesota in this one. Yeah, see, I like the Lakers, but I don't. I'll go against them anytime, especially a spot like this. This looks like a short price for Minnesota. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Simona Show. 15-game card for Major League Baseball. So let's begin with the first five here. Phillies and Cubs. Yes, you always get that Friday afternoon game there. Cubs, I figured this line would move up. It's now up to $1.35, $1.40 in some places. Total 8.5. There's some 8s out there as well. Orioles and Tigers. This one, Tigers $1.15, total 8.5. Mets and Nats. The Mets $1.70 on the road, total 9.5. Blue Jays and Yankees. Yankees $1.30, total of 9. Red Sox and Guardians. Guardians $1.10, total of 9. Let's take a quick peek here at the starting rotations here to see if there's been any changes whatsoever here in these pitching matchups here for this first block of games. I'll go through them here. Looks like Brandon Young is still going. Sega and Irvin still there. Barrios and Carrasco there. No changes here in these five, although we do see a 73% chance of rain in Boston, Cleveland. We start this block with Rod.
Yeah, you look at these matchups here. I'm going to take the over between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. I think we see some runs there in that matchup tonight. You look at weather-wise, about 65, not rainy, a little windy, a little right to left wind. I think the offense is rain in that one, and we get over the 9. I think we get to 10-plus runs in that one. Last time these two teams got together, Barrios was in the mound. He got rocked by the Yankees. For some reason, they see him and they hit him pretty well. Last time, August 3rd last year, gave up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 home runs. He's definitely prone to giving up a long ball to the Yankees, is Barrios. So give me the over in that one. And I'll take the Cubs. Cubs just continue to roll along. I don't trust the Phillies there in that spot. Phillies on the road? Nope, not betting the Phillies on the road. I'll take the Cubs at home. Their offense is pretty good, and their bullpen's picked it up. Bullpen for the Cubs after they have a game where they don't give up any runs. Guess what? They're 8-1. Give me the Cubs there in that one.
There from Sean on over. From Rod over Sean. Yeah, I'm mute there, Sean.
Of course I am, because I'm coughing like I always am in the morning. At least no sneezes right now. We got that going on for us. Yeah. I'm with Rod here on that Yanks total. I'm not a big home run prop guy, but I do home run props today instead of ribby props because there's a bunch. I roll out 6 Yankee props here on. They hit it home and Barrios. Yikes! So like you said, we got some weather in some of these games here. The Cubs game's got some chance of rain here and stuff. A lot of these early games got some rain here on the East Coast. But let's go here. So I do. Part of me wanted to take the Cubbies. You don't got to run, folks. Yeah, it's a nice day action on Friday. You don't got to run to bet it. And JM's already on it. Look at this, Cubs. There we go, right on the bat. We're gonna take the Cubs here. I don't know. Again, the Cubbies are hot. I'm not a big Walker guy, but I'm not going to run to just do it because it's early. I don't think there's really much value there. The Tigers, listen, I've said before, I've said it. Orioles last place, here it comes. Here it comes. Last place for the O's. It would be a Tiger look there. I like the again Mets and Nats. It looks like rain here. They're saying possible delay. Who knows? Under for me in that spot. Just because you got, listen, Senga's pretty solid.
Yeah,
and this other kid could pitch. So Irvin's not terrible. And the Mets offense, we run at 9.5. 9.5. Give me 9.5. Jays, we said the over in that one. Man, I want to take Ben Lively here. And I want to take Cleveland. I haven't pulled the trigger on it. And that's it. The first 5 there because he's 740.
That's the first 5, yeah, out of 17.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. My favorite in that top window is probably the Yankee over. Yeah, 6 Yankee props. The cooking one, yeah, a little sherry. I had a little sherry in my water bottle. I'm drinking.
There you go, a little fizz, wine fizz. There you go, from Sean. All right, I tell you what I think about these games. Yeah, I'll look here. The Phillies' road performance has been pretty brutal here. Their bullpen has been hammered on the road. Cubs just bats are hot right now. Look at Chicago in that one. I like Casey Mize. I like the way he's looked. He's matured. Remember, he was really young, came in the league. There was a lot of talk about him, but he looks to be fulfilling those expectations now. Detroit's won 10 of 13 at home. I'll look at the Tigers in that spot there. I agree with the under there with the Mets and the Nats against right-handed starters this year. The Mets 14-7 to the under here. And that one, of course, we know the Mets have not hit the ball very well. Oh, don't worry about Soto. It's so early. Okay, that's fine. We'll go under. The New York hit just 210 on the road right now there. All right, and I also do like Cleveland. I'm just going to fade Hawk. Hawk has just been a total mess this year. Guardians have won 7-9 at home, where their bullpen ERA is under 2 right now. So their bullpen has been sharp. Just keep Clase out of there, though. Just keep him in the closet. Keep Clase in the closet. I don't want to see him pitch. He gets me nervous. I can't. This is one of those pitchers that just seems to blow saves. I think he's blown a couple so far, but the rest of the bullpen has performed well. But wow, look at Cleveland when they're priced between even money and 150. 41-13 at home, returning 25.5 units. So you talk about a favor that comes through. It's that Cleveland team that comes through when they're the favorite spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Get ready for the next series of games here from Major League Baseball. All right, so here we go. We will have Astros and Royals. Astros $1.15 on the road. Total sits at 8. Angels and Twins. Twins $2. Total of 8. Brewers and Cardinals. We've got the Cardinals $1.30, total of 8. Reds and Rockies, the Reds $1.15 on the road, total 9. And Braves and D-backs here. We've got in this one, we've got the Braves favored $1.25, total coming 8.5. I think it's Gallon Day today. We move over to Rod.
Zach falling? Yeah, we'll take Atlanta in that one. Chris Sale Day. Zach's falling. Look at they're trying to bait you in. Look, they're going to give you Zach Gallen at a plus 110. That's the best line of the day. I absolutely love it. Gonna give you Zach Gallen at plus 10. And everybody in his dog is gonna run like, yeah, Zach Gallen plus 110 at home. He's money, man. No, he's not. Fade that guy. He's falling off a cliff. Atlanta wins that one. Another one I like in this time spot is give me the Angels. The Twins at minus 200.
Yes, against the White Sox too, right? Against the White Sox here for $2 yesterday.
Yeah. No, not doing that one. Give me the Angels there in that one. Yes, we're still at White Sox money. I was with you, Sean. I took the first 5, though, yesterday. I was a little bit scared of the bullpen, so I grabbed the first 5 with the White Sox. Hey, it was a plus 180, so in that one. Yeah, fade the Twins early and often. It's been a money maker, especially when you get a nice plus price in that one. And then give me the Brewers going into St. Louis here. I like Milwaukee. You see what they've done on the road. It hasn't been the greatest, but I'm just not liking what I'm seeing out of the Cards right now. 3-7 last 10. Not playing the greatest baseball. So give me the Brewer crew in that one to beat the Cards.
There we go with Rod. On over to Sean.
Yeah, the Twins, really? Well, at least, last night when I did this, they were a minus on the run line. I think it was like even money. So now at least they're plus 110 on the run line with the Twins. But I can't lay $2 with. And I like Lopez, right? And Hendricks and Scott Hendricks, just a pass. I can't even, as much as I sort of want to take the Angels, Hendricks is not a guy I want to back. Like, there's some guys you just bet because you like him and think you're going to be good, right? Like, he's like your Gallen. Like, you're like, I just can't stand Gallen. He's not good. He gets priced at a point. You're against him. Like, I can't. That's like, as much as I want to, I just can't. The Stros. I was yesterday. I was like, I'm taking the Stros today. Like, I was already taking the Stros. Kansas City off a doubleheader. Dude, they're favored. I cannot take Houston, who can't score a lick. I don't care they have a couple games to put some runs up. That lineup is not a good lineup at all. And they're favored. I almost want to take Kansas City at home there with a little momentum. You're gonna give me even money or plus whatever. I don't know. How about an under? Under 8 would. I can't take Houston as a favorite. I gotta be the under 8. Brewers and the Cardinals. I like who's Liberators pitcher today, right? The old Libster. This guy's pretty good. This guy. He's a young guy. He's not terrible. Price is right. I could do some St. Louis here, believe it or not. I could do some St. The
price is right. The cider's right.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's typical, right? This is your coin flip game. You got two teams. Like, all right, who's really good here? Who's overachieving right now? Reds. Here we go. Here we go on the road. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. See, look. I love me some Abbott. This kid's pretty tough. 120 on the road. It's got to be a run line. I got to do a run line here for them. This was. If I wrote this down correctly last night, this Reds run line was a plus 115 last night. Now it's a plus 140. Could that be correct? Is that correct?
Let's see. Let's see what I think you may be right because the Rockies were plus 122 when I shot the video last night.
They were. It was plus 115.
Yeah.
So now it's the run line's shot all the way up. Interesting. And, here we go. Little Gallen and Sale show here. And unlike Rod, I'm going to say I'll take Arizona at home here. Yes, he might give up some runs, but I'm not Sale had his bounce back year last year. I don't know. You're going to give me plus 115 with a home dog on a team that's – listen, I'm not saying Gallen's not going to give up runs here. Do you think – are you sold on this Atlanta team? Like, you think Atlanta should be favored on the road? Granted.
No, look at that. Just what you said. Look at that line. What is Atlanta on the road? How in what world are they a minus 130 favorite on the road? And how many times have I seen that this year? Atlanta wins that game. I'm telling you.
They're 2-11.
It's somebody knows something. It's just like, why are they trying to bait you into Arizona? They're trying to give you plus money with Arizona. Just handing it out, hand over fist with Gallen. No, I'm no chance. I can't do it. Someone as bad as Atlanta's been on the road, they're going to win that one. It's just, I look at the price. They're telling you everything you need to know. Zach Gallen at plus 110. Don't you want
it? He is 0-2 at home with a 6.75 ERA. Last year, though, wasn't terrible. 8-3, 3.36, respectable. That's not bad. I mean, it's not a 2.4 ERA, but it's still decent. I don't know. I'm biased. I have a Arizona future.
I don't. I hate Zach Gallen. So I hate him. He's falling. Zach's falling.
And that's it. That's it for this window, right? We got 5 more for the last.
Yeah, 5 more for the last window. Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what I think about these games here. I'm going to go under here with the Angels and Twins. Hendricks kept that sinker working. The Twins can't hit. They're like 26 in runs scored, 3.5 runs a game. They've been shut out 3 times this season. And Angels bats really struggled here over the past $1.57 past 6 games here. Bullpen has shown improvement. The Twins aren't hitting. I like the under there. Matter of fact, looking at this Twins team, they've gone under in 6 of 10 at home. I'll look at the under in that game. I'm with St. Louis here. St. Louis, again, I said the side is right. This is where they do their damage at home. In these coin flip games, 6-1 at home when line between plus 125 and minus 125. Brewers here at the coin flip price, 0-5 on the road when lined at this price. The situation here with the Cardinals, 292 batting at home, and the bullpen gives them good results. I don't trust the Brewers bullpen on the road, so I'll look at the St. Louis in that spot there. And what else do we have in this one? Yeah, I'm gonna take the bait and take it. I'm gonna take Arizona plus in this one. The Braves have lost 11 of 13 on the road where they've hit at .189. Their bullpen in ERA over 5. We know Arizona can hit at home, but the bullpen is also the concern here. We saw that last night. But again, when you look at Atlanta against right-handed starters the past 2+ seasons, just a .500 team, but losing, what's the unit loss here? 18.5 units in these coin flip games. D-backs against lefty. D-backs at home against lefties, 36-25, returning 7 units the past 2+ seasons. I don't play teams, don't play players, play numbers. I take Arizona there in this one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Nixon Morning Show as we get ready here for the next series of games. We'll close out baseball here with the final 5 games. Marlins all the way to Seattle here. We got some teams making some trips here. We got the Seattle 280, total 7.5. Both teams making some trips. Rays and Padres making that trip out to San Diego here. Padres $1.40, total of 7. White Sox and the homeless. Hey, the homeless. They got it done again last night. Late inning magic here. The homeless $2.40, total 9. Pirates and Dodgers. It's Skiing's Day in Yamamoto. We got Dodgers $2, total of 7. Rangers and the Giants. $1.10 on both sides here, total 7.5. Burke, the one pitching change here is that Burke is now going to be the primary pitcher. Chicago will be going with an opener in this game. So Burke, the primary pitcher there, on over to Rod.
Yeah, give me a couple unders. Give me Tampa Bay and the Padres under. Baz, solid pitcher. I think he goes 5 innings. Holds down the Padres, and we know what Michael King can do. So give me the under 7 in that matchup. And then Severino and that type of price on the homeless. Yeah, that's a pass for me on that one. I don't trust Burke there enough to be taking the White Sox either. So after their win yesterday, no, it's that one's a pass for me. And then the San Francisco and Texas. Give me Texas. Verlander's on the mound. With Eovaldi, I think both those guys can have a half-decent start. And it's just continuing to fade Verlander in this season. His numbers haven't been the greatest. I know the team gets up and plays a little bit when he's been rolling, but he's only got 2. The team has 2 wins in his 5 starts this year. And those last couple of years not look good. So, yeah, we'll fade Justin Verlander in that spot.
Here from Rod, move on over to Sean.
Yeah, we'll start with the Verlander again. Hall of Fame cat, but I can't back him even as a small fave, whatever, DeGrom, do I want to lay with DeGrom? He's going to give you 5+. How about an under in this game? Rangers have not hit. Oh, yeah, they got, 15 wins or whatever. That offense, Look at that. Give me the under because I think
DeGrom 2 straight unders in Sacramento was that.
I think, I think DeGrom will keep San Fran in check, so under 7.5 there. Someone asked me if I liked Nerfy, if a Nerfy guy. I'm Nerfy for whoever pitches. I don't care if it's the White Sox and the Rockies. Give me the Nerfy. If you're a starting pitcher and can't get 3 outs, I don't care if you're facing Ohtani, Judge, and Barry Bonds. You should be able to get 3 outs. It's come on. You're the starting pitcher is supposed to be the best guys on the team. You can't get 3 outs. I'm all for Nerfy, but -145 would be probably the top of the food chain for me laying a number there. But with Skeens and Yamamoto, sure, sign me up there. No run first inning. I mean, any Pirate game, I look for a no run first inning because they're like that team. I'm actually shocked that this total is a 7. Like, are they thinking like after Skeens goes out after 5 innings, here comes the bullpen and the Dodgers hit 2 home runs and it goes over to 7. But the Sox here, yeah. Listen, I'm a Yankee guy. Sevy's my guy, but do I want to lay 2? I can't lay that. It'll be a run line play. Just a bad spot for the White Sox. You just played in Boston yesterday. Yeah, thank goodness they called the rain out for you. That's why. Listen, if they were playing the Yankees after that or somewhere on the East Coast, that game would have went on forever. They wouldn't have cared. But they're like, you know what? Get on your plane and get out of here, you degenerates, and sent them out west. So bad spot for them. Not loving the number. Be a run line for me there. Padres under. I'm with you there, Ron. Yes, 2 good pitchers. And who we got? Marlins and the Mariners the last game or the first game in that thing? Yeesh. Quantrill Gilbert. Do I want to like 275? Are you kidding me? I can't do a run line with it. Let's see. You know what? If I'm doing Seattle here, hold on. I'm on the site.
So then you just take it's Seattle? Okay, I'm going to take the Yerfy. Yes, runs first inning. They've hit 12 straight runs in the first inning with Seattle game.
Have they? I'm looking for
it's absolutely nuts. I've never just as you were alluding to talking about Nerfies and pitchers getting 6 outs. Well, they sure don't know how to do it in Seattle games. It doesn't matter.
I'm looking for a no bottom 9. Can we find the no bottom 9 for
regulation?
I do a no bottom 9 in that one, I guess.
No bottom 9 regulation play.
Yeah, listen. The no bottom 9 saves you a little bit as opposed to a
run line.
The run
Sometimes
line.
Yeah.
Look at this. To bat in the bottom of 9, Seattle. Forget 195. You're not even making up to 250 on that. Oh my goodness. Holy cow.
Even the books know they're not ratting in the bottom of the 9th.
278. Wow.
At that, I see that and I want to go opposite and be like, okay, you know what? Give me the Marlins at 220 or something. You're
right.
I would rather lose taking that kind of bet, like taking a big 2-1 dog than just taking a 2-1 fave. Yeah, pass on that game and get the 1-800 gambler out.
1-800, yeah. All right, there from Sean. Here we go. A lot of West Coast unders. Even in Sacramento, I've gone under twice in a row. I like under in the Athletics and the White Sox. White Sox just can't hit on the road. $1.98. I like under there. White Sox, the Athletics bullpen has been pitched better at home of late here. And White Sox 56-46 in the under as a road dog at +150 or higher. Give me under Chicago and Athletics. In the I'll play numbers. Give me the Pirates plus the 180. I mean, Skeens on the mound, the Dodgers' first home game after a long road trip. When you look and this Pirates team, I said they showed up in that Angels series. Pirates in the past 6 games hit in 294. LA, it's a home run or nothing for them. And their bullpens of near 6 blew up a couple games in Chicago. The Pirates bullpen over the past 6, matter of fact, the Pirates bullpen on the road in ERA under 3. And a few back Skeens on the road against these high strikeout teams that strike out 7 times or greater per game. He's 8-3, returning 5 units. Even the Pirates at that big plus price. And Giants and all that home ballpark just goes under. It doesn't matter who goes in there. You could have a team that's hotter, hitting 500 past 5 games. I've seen it all the time. Games go under there. In their home night games, the past 2+ seasons, the under 63-35. It's the ballpark. It really is the ball. You just play the ballpark at night there in San Francisco. The ball doesn't fly. Texas, their 9 games against the NL, hitting $1.91. There in interleague, San Francisco batting 217. Rangers bullpen in a little better form here over the past 6 games, although they blew the save last night against the homeless. But I'll look here for the under in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show as we turn our attention to the hot ice here. NHL playoffs. Here we go. Let's take a look at what we got here on the slate for tonight. So for tonight's action, let me go ahead and hit the refresh so we get some fresher odds up here on the screen. Let's see where we're at here for 425, right? We're at 425 tonight. All right, so let's get to the NHL playoffs. We've got 3 games on the board. Capitals and Canadiens. We see the Capitals $1.11, total 5.5. Hurricanes and Devils. Hurricanes favorite on the road, $1.66, total 5.5. No respect there for the Devils. Kings and Oilers. Kings up 2-0, but the Oilers favorite here at home. Well, we know what the Kings do on the road. Oilers $1.37, total 6. Is that a bargain? We'll see. Let's start with Rod.
They've been seen eating the buffet is what's going on in Edmonton. But what we're seeing in that game is if Edmonton wants to hang in, they're going to have to play some defense. So I like the under in that matchup tonight between the Kings and the Oilers. We've seen some crazy goals in the first 2. I don't think we see that there tonight. Give me the under in the Oilers game. They're also 8-0 to the under versus teams on a winning streak. So the Oilers need to step up defensively, and it starts by guarding your net. So that's exactly what they do. And we get one of those old school, low scoring 1-3 type games. And then Carolina, yeah, we'll just take Carolina over New Jersey in that one. You look what they did in the first 2 games versus this Devils squad. Outshot them 73-50 are the shots for Carolina versus the Devils. And also Carolina's 10-0 straight up as a favorite versus these Devils. Give me Carolina in that one. And then I'm going to take Montreal. Of course, Montreal at home, I think they stay alive. They battled Washington in this series. And hey, a bounce here and there going their way. It could be Montreal up 2-1 or 2 in this series, 2-0. It could easily be a split because a bounce one way, bounce the other way. Hey, it could have went either way. So been a closer and tighter series than what we think. And then in Montreal, it's going to be going absolutely nuts. Montreal's also 9-0 at home versus an Eastern Conference opponent. Bell Center's going to be going bananas, as they say, tonight. Give us Montreal on that one.
Yeah, from Rod. All right. You got anything on the ice there tonight, Sean?
I want to take Edmonton on the puck line just because it's a crazy 190 and they're down 0-2 and the Kings have owned them basically. Crushed them in these 2 games. I don't know. I'm probably not going to move anything on the ice. That's just me. I mean, Carolina, I want to do a Carolina puck line because it's 170, but and I just don't like laying. So it's sometimes I'll take a little fave. But like Rod said, like New Jersey, you're getting outshot left and right here. Although I could see them stealing the game, believe it or not. I could see them getting one.
Hopefully the Northeast.
I could see New Jersey getting one. I don't know. Go ahead. I'll waste your time on this. I haven't bet anything, so I'm not gonna pretend because I'm probably not putting on the site or anything. So I pass.
Yeah, pass on that one. Yeah, the Devils are the hope of the Northeast. There's no Northeast U.S. Representation there at all. They're the last one, and that's a hotbed for hockey. So no Blackhawks, no Detroit Red Wings. The only Northeast team we've got in the playoffs are pretty much the Devils, and once they're gone, there'll be no representation. So
they jumped out of the Knicks bandwagon. They're all piled on.
Yeah,
there,
they got the Knicks, and then they're worried about Jackson Dart, so they're fine. They don't need to.
They'll be all right. And the Yankees are playing, right? The Yankees
and the Mets. Yes, you got Judge and Ben Rice.
Jays are in town. Yeah.
Yep, so they'll be okay. There. All right, we got you through the hockey segment. Now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment where our cappers can give out a parlay. They get a team or player prop, game of the future, draft picks. They can also just play it straight. So we get it started here with Rod.
So I'm going to get started back. I'm going to backtrack a little. I'm going to take the Marlins plus the 1.5, plus 1.5 against Seattle and Logan Gilbert. You get a plus money on that price there. Kind of like that singly, as Sean would allude to. Logan Gilbert, for some reason, he pitches down to his opponent when he pitches against these bad squads, teams that are winning between 38 and 46% of their games. He doesn't pitch so well. 1-13 to that run line. So Seattle covering a run line. Don't chase it today. Take the Marlins on the run line. Throw that in the parlay with the Atlanta Braves because that line's telling you all you need to know against Zach Fallen today. And then throw in the homeless on the run line. We know the White Sox, they don't win back-to-back games. So give us the homeless on the run line in that one. Little 3-teamer for you.
Team there from Rod on over to Sean.
All right, I'm just putting them in the chat here for everybody. There you go. Ribby props. 22 and 28 with Ribby props here in the show, plus 1,025. Nice. So, again, listen, Judge is even money for one. Like go to a couple of these guys, whatever. We're going 2 for Judge, plus 330. Nice. As I said, it's home. I think they're gonna. I told Mr. Whiskers right in the show. I got 6 guys for home run props. I think they're gonna hit Barrios. So 2 ribbies plus 330. Jazz 2 ribbies 5-1. Again, his 1 ribbies plus 170. There's no shame in 170, but I think somebody's obviously hitting a home run. Look at what I got going on here. So if one of these guys hits a home run, we already cashed one of these and we're even on the day. So that's the way, I'm hoping to get 2 out of 3, but that's my thinking. Again, you want to do 1 Jazz plus 170? Sure. My guy Cody, little Bellinger, plus 650. Again, 1 ribby for him is plus 190. You want to do a 190 one? I could have probably put them both in here, like I did with the A's game. The one day I had a bunch of them in there, but I don't know. I didn't, and I probably should have because I think it's going to be a big day here. Yankee team total over. Now, baseball sides and totals, 8 and 9 minus $15. I do keep track of these, okay? So I'm keeping track. They're different than the regular basketball picks. We went 71 and 57%. These are baseball. Odds are involved. Yankees over 4.5 is minus 115. Over 1.5 home runs plus 125. Over 3.5 extra base hits. That's a plus 130, by the way. I don't have it in here. It's plus 130. I did write it down on my official Tony's picks, all my plays. I write them down there for everybody. So there you go. Again, if you want Jazz and Belly, because I'm probably going to do it myself, 170 and 190 ribbies as well. if you don't think they hit homers. Although I think it's homer time. I'm either going to look great with the Yanks beating up on Toronto, or I'm going to go to the poorhouse and I'm going to be selling plasma.
You have to get your deposit back. You come out of deposit back.
Hold on. How is Jazz 2 RBIs insane? The guy has 6 homers. If somebody's on base ahead of him, the 2 homers, the 2 ribbies is in the bag.
They're from.
And he is terrible, Mr. Wish. He's hitting 150. I'm not saying that. That is not the again. But at home,
you just need a bloop and a blast, and Jazz has 2 RBIs.
He's hitting 160, but he has 7 homers and 15 RBIs.
Yep.
And at home, he's got 6 of these homers and 10 RBIs at home. So, again, twos. Again, do you want to do 170? Do 170. I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna have 1 and 2, thinking they're gonna get at least 1.
I like the over 1.5 home runs. I don't know, that's plus 125.
Plus 125.
I'm gonna put a little heavier on that. I like that one.
You saw 2 bloops cost the Rangers. The Rangers, it was two homeless bloops. You won the game. That was insane, man. Yeah,
Belly is 3 for 4 with a homer versus Barrios. I mean, Judge has 4 homers and 32 at bats, hitting 344. What are we doing here?
Right.
I'll take a shot.
Jam
is 1 for 2 versus him. He hasn't seen him, but
he hits it home. 3 home runs last time versus the Yankees. 5 over his last 3 starts. So yeah, Maria's serving some meatballs today.
and they're stealing he's tipping off his pitches. You see that?
Tipping a little, yeah.
He's tipping off his pitches. He goes, "Who was that? I forgot what team was it." Somebody was yelling at one of the guy at second base because he was tipping off his. When they get mad is when they know. That's when you know.
Yeah.
That's when they get mad.
No.
Maybe worth even a Dominguez shot here. He's hitting 314 at home with a homer.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs today.
Yes.
Here you go. All right, we got there from Sean. I'll tell you what I like here. I like Pacers plus the points with the Cubbies, and give me the Padres there to end that win streak there for the Rays. All right, we got you through our Parlay Purple segment. Now it's time to see what we got for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Head into a big weekend of action of NBA playoffs. Yes, we do have 4 games Saturday and Sunday coming up, so we got big cards coming up from the NBA. The word on Butler doesn't look good for tomorrow against the Houston. That's your 8:30 game Eastern from the NBA. Warriors and Rockets. They got it scheduled right. That's your primetime game tomorrow night. So a lot of great action from the NBA still coming up from some of these series. We also have hockey as well as big cards from baseball. Let's see what Rod's got for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Of course, Rod has put together another great year here like he did last year at Tony's Picks. Rod right now is sitting up at the top of the leaderboard, 3,350 units of profit for 2025. Rod, what you got for sale?
Yeah, for me over at Tony's Picks, hey, it's what I've been rolling all week. It's been my best bet in each sport. I got my NBA drop a dime play. We hit it with the Clippers yesterday. Rolling along with the NBA 8-6 this week, up units. MLB play of the day, 11-1 run with it. It's available over there, rolling along. MLB this week has been 13-4, up big money there. So it's been hot. You can get all those into the Friday triple. Definitely scoop that up, or it's that Friday. So grab that 3-day pass. That's the best way to go. You got everything I can go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I get some Monday in there thrown in early. Grab that 3-day money maker, and let's have a big weekend together as we continue to stay hot. Seeing the board well in all 3 sports, making money. So definitely jump aboard with me over at Tony's Picks. And hey, I'm not the only hot capper over at Tony's Picks. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotion as well. Have 2 cappers putting money in your pocket. Not a bad way to go. Use Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off all your purchases over there. Jump aboard while I'm on.
That's right. Get on board with Rod over at Tony's Picks. See the great results here. All of our one-day passes are profit guarantee. The most under profit or amount purchased is credit back to your account for side credit. That's profit guarantee. Also, long-term passes available as well. If you guys like that 3-day pass on the weekend, no better time to get on board with Rod over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, let's take a look, see what Sean's got for sale over at Tony's Picks. Sean's put together a great year in 2025. Yes, you have your ups and downs, but for the year, well over 2,500 units of profit. What you got for sale, Sean?
Well, I got to catch Rod's, put the pressure on a spin. It's good when people are winning. It makes you like you got to dig deep and win. MLB 3-packs up. There you go. Go get it. Again, limited in my hockey and the NBA, but you see some green up there a little bit. It's not easy being green. It's a tough racket we were about, but MLB's up. And like I say in here, we got the leaderboard everybody's doing. Listen, you want to put me in a package? You're going to get a lot of MLB. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But there's no shame in taking anybody else. We have the leaderboards. We got 2-for-1 packages. We got weeklies, seasonals. Find who you like. Get on board. What's there to say there, Tony? I actually got to say, we got to talk about. We didn't mention with what Steve Kerr said, crying about the fans yelling at Draymond Green. Really?
Oh goodness,
Steve. Draymond, the guy, didn't he punch his teammate in the face? He kicks guys in the nuts all the time. But this is the guy who's sensitive about being. Really, Steve Kerr? Really, this guy? Oh my! Hang it up, Steve Kerr, please.
Well, let's
put a fork in these guys. Get them out. Have them retire. Get rid of all these old guys, please.
Yep, there you go.
They're mean to Kawhi, or not to Kawhi, to Draymond. Oh my goodness.
That's
read the room.
Yeah, well, that's what I've talked about before with these coaches having to back up their players, even though if they think they're wrong. That's why that guy got fired from Sacramento. He wasn't fighting enough for his players on the court. I forgot the name. Mike Brown, yeah, because he would, he's not a guy who doesn't fight for play. He'll fight for his players when he think it's out, but he won't just spur up BS like Kerr does all the time. So these coaches feel like they have to back their players even if they're wrong, or else they'll lose the locker room. Right? That's kind of the way it goes now with these NBA players. But anyway, guys,
Draymond said? He's like, oh, that's old news. Yeah, take that to Boston. It didn't bother him. He didn't care.
Oh, I forgot to say, feigning the interim coach angle, now 4-2 to the spread because Memphis did cover. They did cover, believe it or not, but both interim coaches got pounded yesterday, Sean.
Yeah.
So it's now 6-2. 6-2 if you just faded. Since the play-in round, if you just faded the interim coaches, you're 6-2. It split last night. Although if you had Memphis plus 10, you covered, but that still felt like it might have felt like a loss there. Tough.
You sweated that because I was like, man, there's still 5 minutes left, and it's like, man, and they could lose by 15.
That was crazy.
But if you played the money line, they're 1-9 straight up. These interim coaches. The only one was that play-in win for Dallas when they beat Dallas. That was the only win for the interims. So
it's crazy because Memphis off a road loss this year was 10-1 straight up. So, they're now 10-2 off of a road loss at home this year. Where's Memphis? They did cover machine 9-3 ATS though off of those road losses at home. First one back at home. So they've been money covering, but OKC is just a different beast. I think they came out and said, let's just have a good third quarter, see how it rolls. And then I think it turned out that they rolled them. It was like, ooh, hey, we got a shot. Let's just continue to roll.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's championship material there. Just and the Clippers, that Clippers Thunder might be an interesting final if we get that Western Conference final. That would be pretty good. I'd like to see that. Of course, knowing the Clippers, they probably get an injury there in their closeout in the second round. That's usually what happens there. Oh, why did you leave them in there too long? You're up by 20 with 5 minutes left. Well, we see teams come. By the way, Memphis had that choke job against the Clippers several years ago. They blew a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. If you remember that game, I remember that game there. That was back with the Chris Paul, and it wasn't even the starters; it was the backups that brought him back and won the game. Who was the other guy? They had Chris Paul. They had Elton Brand. That was that squad back in the day. Lob City, Lob City back in the day when they came back from 20 down that was in the fourth quarter. They had a 20-point deficit there. For those of you in the chat that remember that game, I'm sure Chris remembers that one. That was about maybe 10, 15 years ago. It's probably still in Chris's memory bank there. that Clipper comeback on them. That might have been a closeout game too. There, that was a rough one for the Memphis to lose that one, guys. I got a best bet on the board from baseball right now. Also a 3-pack. I did turn a profit in baseball yesterday, not in the NBA though. The profit came in baseball with the Rays coming in. So I got a best bet, also a 3-pack with baseball and NBA. I am the top unit producer at Tony's Picks in MLB this year. So get on board with me. 2-for-1 cap promotion. Match me up with your favorite capper over at Tony's Picks. Guys are with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. each time here with the Tony Six Morning Show. So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us, get those plays for us in real time. Of course, hit us with that like, that thumbs up. It always helps build up our audience. Our YouTube channel is filled with lots of great content for you guys. If you ever miss a live show, check our archive out at Tony's Picks. Just hit the search Tony's Picks. You'll find our channel. Hit the live tab. You can watch our replay. And you can also watch a replay of the happy hour. Rob will tell you about this show at 5 p.m. Eastern time here on the Tony Six Morning Show, Monday through Friday. The happy hour, you can watch the replay there. Hit the video tab for more content. El Nino's is always looking for those dogs. Chris coming in with MLB props as well. Home run props and a baseball game for you there. NHL deep dives with Rod. I got deep dives with baseball as well as NBA. Of course, Rod, you've got that happy hour show here. I'll come up at 5 p.m. each time, and you go deep dives here with the NHL.
Yeah, definitely tune into today's happy hour. It'll be a different little three. It won't be me. It's going to be Ron, Ramon, and Ninos is going to check in there into the happy hour. So you'll have those three rolling this afternoon. I'm on the road, so it'll be tough for me to pop in on the happy hour. I don't think they like it when you're holding up a laptop as you're driving down the highway. Yeah, probably not a good look. That sounds like about a $600 fine if I get caught doing that. So not doing that. Nope. Definitely not doing that. But hey, tune into the happy hour. Those three, the two amigos will have you covered, and then Ninas will go in, and anybody else who pops in for that happy hour show. Tune in. And then if you're looking for hockey or as you see, Tony's got the NBA and the MLB, we got you covered. Check out the YouTube content here at Tony's Picks. Lots of it. So definitely go check it out. Deep dives on all those games going today.
Yep, deep dives on those games. So check it out, that happy hour there. Sean, we got you on the mornings.
Yeah, I like the mornings, prefer the mornings, although I do come in usually in the comments section for the afternoon drive. So
like some lady ribby props.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, you got three. Basically, I gave you six. But I told you I had bonus ones to that, so I don't know how many more. I mean, I'm all in on that over there. I think that Yankee game is going to be an over. I probably should have played it today. Probably should have played the over 10. I did not play the over 10. I probably should right now, but yeah, ribby props. Let's go. I like them. I like the ribby props. Although I want to do 6 home run props today. Like I said, it could be glorious, or it could be putting kids in a cargo container and shipping off to China for cash. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, jeez.
Dad, is that a platform in Castina? Whoa.
That's so funny stuff. All right. That'll do it here for this edition here of the Tony Six Morning Show. We'll be back again tomorrow live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. A lot of NBA. Got a four-game playoff card from the NBA. A lot of baseball and NHL playoffs and more. So tune in here to the Tony Six Morning Show for tomorrow. All right. Any other closing thoughts before we go?
I was only kidding, by the way.
I was kidding. It's a joke. We have fun on the show.
Listen, if you can't go 0-10 and come back and bet tomorrow, don't bet. All right. Gotta have a little back. You can't. It's not. We're not all in every day and reloading daily. That is not how.
Don't get ripped off. Don't get ripped off at McDonald's. Don't buy the big breakfast. Just buy the sausage egg McGriddle because it's really a deconstructed sausage egg McGriddle. It's the big breakfast, half the price. Yes, exactly what it is. The big breakfast is really a deconstructed sausage egg McGriddle. Sausage egg muffin is the deconstructed big breakfast.
Breakfast tips there from the pros that know. Although they did announce out here they're going to close 200 Jack in the Box. I don't know.
Jack in the Box is terrible.
They're closing 200 of them.
There was one in Jersey by my house, and it closed. I remember because it turned into a McDonald's, but I remember the Jack in the Box. I remember it being a Jack in the Box with a big clown head. There's actually one up the street from here, Jack in the Box. Oh. Actually, it's not terrible. Their burger's not too bad, Jack in the Box.
Not too bad. No, that's not what I heard them called. But snack and a crack.
Snack and a crack.
Jack and a crack. Yeah, all sorts of different names.
They're from my recollection, I haven't had one, but they don't like to take the grease. You know, after you make a burger, you're supposed to take that and take the grease off the. They just seem to just cook it in the grease. It just seems the burgers just seem to be a little too greasy for my liking.
They might be sitting maybe they're pre-cooked, sitting in a pan of grease, Tony.
That's it.
Maybe that's the problem. They're in one of those trays, and and the kid's not cleaning the tray.
I don't think so. Because anytime I've gone there, I've had to wait for a burger.
Well, maybe
it's not like the McDonald's
because it's the frying stuff, the stuff they fry, right? They fry the tacos, 2 for 99 cents tacos. People they go on the app, you still get the tacos for $2. Just the tip about eating the Jack in the Box tacos: don't open it up, just eat it. Don't look what's inside of it. That's the winning tip there with Jack in the Box tacos. Don't open it. Don't see what's inside of it. Just eat it. That's the tip there. All right. On that note,
Tony
show. That's so you're gonna give you the food tips for you guys out there. You always like them. All right, guys. Gonna wake up. Bye, guys. You guys make it a winning night. We're back tomorrow here on Tony's Fixed Morning Show.